Beloved, a long time ago, a great master planted a vineyard, and this vineyard was absolutely perfect. In every way, it was perfect. And it even had the potency within it to grow and to become greater. And this master delighted in it, and he was joyful in it. And one day, his enemy, who was very malicious, crept into this garden, into this vineyard, and he took on the form of one of its creatures, and he introduced a virus into this beautiful vineyard. And sickness began to course through the vineyard, damaging it and wrecking it, and bringing death and awful things. And for a long time it was this way, but the master of the vineyard was not content to see his vineyard in this state. So at a time that seemed good to him, he returned to it. And he took upon himself not just the outward form, but the fullness of one of the vineyard servants. He dwelt in this vineyard himself, quietly. And he was subject to his seeming father Joseph and his most pure mother for years, quietly living in a little village. But one day, when divine providence said it was right, the master himself came and he immersed himself in the waters of his vineyard. And by doing this, he accomplished many things. For one thing, he washed the water. He washed his own creation again. He introduced antibodies into it. The demon, Satan, he had put a virus into it. And the Lord, he brought health to it. He reestablished it again. He washed it. When John reached out his hand and he said, "I do not want to do this, O Master, because I'm just a man, and I should be baptized by you." And the Lord said, "Suffer it, so that we may fulfill all righteousness." Not just some, but all. And in this, the Holy Trinity is revealed. God reveals himself as Creator again. And actually, I want to say, going back to what I had said on that feast of St. Ambrose, where we baptized the beautiful little Eleanor, when God created the world, he began with the waters, right? The Holy Spirit hovered above the waters. And it was from the waters that he brought forth the land, and he brought forth life. So again, he begins here. Just as baptism is our beginning, creation begins here. But also so does the restoration of creation. So the Lord begins here. He had already begun to restore human nature with his incarnation. But here he begins to restore all of creation itself. Not just man, but everything. And his power extends not only into man, but into everything that he has made. And this is what he accomplishes today. And he reveals himself because in the beginning God revealed himself as Trinity when he created. As it is the Father who is creating, he speaks the words of his Son, and the Holy Spirit is hovering. So here we see the Son is immersed in creation. The Father speaks and the Holy Spirit descends. And the Lord also fulfills righteousness by giving us new birth in his baptism. So the Lord restores creation, he reveals himself for who he is, and he begins the path of giving man a new life. Such a profound mystery that we have today. Such a great thing. Brothers and sisters, we should rejoice in this day because the Lord has begun the process of healing creation. The sins of mankind continue because every generation of new men is born and they all have the freedom to choose whether they will live in evil or live in good. So some of the consequences of sin remain and will remain until the Lord comes back again the final time. So some corruption we will see, death we will see, evil we will still see, because men have the freedom to choose it. And this will not end till the Lord comes. For the Lord has restored creation and given us a foretaste of it by giving us this water that he has refashioned or restored to its true blessing. And this is why whenever holy water is sprinkled, Satan flees, because his kingdom is no more. The Master has come and he has restored his kingdom. So every time this water is sprinkled, the devil has to leave, because he is told again this is not his kingdom. He thought it was for a time, but it is not anymore. So brothers and sisters, we should rejoice today in this great feast. We should drink deeply of this holy water. We should have great faith in its properties. We should have tremendous reverence for it. And we should drink it as a taste of restored creation, a taste of paradise that is brought back to us. Amen.